Hey everybody, this is Tambeyoda. So today we're going to be taking a look at the War for Cybertron Trilogy Decepticon Megatron. As you can see here, we have the box. Alright, so let's go ahead and get them out of that box so we can check them out in robot mode. So here we have a slightly battle damaged, very shiny Megatron, along with two weapons masters. So Pinpointer is one that we can actually use. They're calling him Corrupt Pinpointer because he is an Autobot, and he actually goes with Crosshairs. So if you still have Crosshairs, then you can partner him with his original Transformer. Now, with Leonizer, he is a little bit more toy accurate colored version of himself. So he was a weapons master for a G1 action master named Rad. So I don't think that we're ever going to get Rad. We did get Crosshairs, which is more of another obscure type character, but it worked for the mold that they were using for that character. But I don't think that we're ever going to get an action master. So you're just going to be all on your lonesome. So this is like I said, more G1 accurate toy color for this guy, so than what we originally got in Siege. Now they do come with their little effects pieces. So this is for Leonizer. These two pieces are for Pinpointer. Now I already put the ion cannon on Megatron because he's gonna have that, and this is his sword. Or his cannon for his tank mode. Alright, so what we're going to do is we will show off how to transform this guy into his tank mode, then go back from his tank mode to his robot mode, and then we'll show his articulation and all kinds of stuff like that. And at some point we'll throw these guys in and show how to transform them also. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into transformation. So bringing him forward a little bit. Now, first thing we want to do is we want to bring up these panels right here. Then we're going to come down here, and I'm not really sure what that. We want to flip in his fists, and then rotate around his gun. All right, and once we have that, I'm going to come here to the backpack, lift this up like that. And once we have that up, then we'll take his arms and fold them in. Make them all straight. And that gun will tab in just like that. All right, once we have that, all right, so up here, I'm going to split these off. Come on. This is the first time transforming him, so these are a little sticky right here. All right, so once that's all done, then we'll bring this forward just like this. I don't know if that's enough forward. I think, no, here we go. All right, so this piece has to go under. I don't know how I missed that. This goes under here, and where do you tab into? You tab into this little triangle right underneath here. Alright, so once that's tabbed in, you got to make sure that the other side's tabbed in, squeeze those together, and that'll hide the head from when you look at it facing forward. Alright, now we want to come under here, rotate the waist around. Alright, now there's some panels on this side that will open up. You want to bring in, come on, split the legs, then bring these in like this. Then once you have that, then you want to close that. Oh yeah, forgot. You got to bring this around, and then you close this up. And then when you close that up, it'll tab in. Oh man, it's not doing it right. it's not wanting to pivot at the correct spot. You got to watch these hips because they'll turn also on you. You don't want that to turn. You don't want this piece right here to turn. Okay, kind of had to drop it down a little bit to make it go. There's seems to be some kind of burr or something in there that's causing the hip to twist. All right, so we got that in there. We'll do this again and I'll show you how I did it here without getting it to spin around. So if you drop this leg down a little bit, then rotate everything around, the hip will stay stuck into where it's at. Close this. When you close this, and you're gonna tab it into that little tab that's on his hip right there. There you go. We'll go ahead and flip this up, flip the heel up, flip the foot down. All right, then we're gonna take this and bring this up into here. I think we're all the way in. All right. Okay, so I think we have everything all tabbed in. This is up here where it needs to be. There we go. There we go. That's about how much gap you're supposed to have in between there when you do that. And turn can turn, but what you want to do is you want to grab the sword down here, and you can detach these pieces. It makes it a little bit easier. Take and flip this around like that, and then yeah, exactly like this. Take and this is supposed to slide underneath here. So that slides up underneath here and then tabs into the main gun. And you have your tank. So all right, so it was a little dark, so I went ahead and lightened it up a little bit. Hopefully going back the other direction, we'll be able to see a little bit better. It was a little bit dark on the camera. So got to pull the cannon out here, and then we'll flip this around, and there's some tabs, as you can see underneath here, that once you pull these apart, they'll tab into the gun section so that it all stays uniform. All right, and then first thing we'll do is we want to go ahead and pull out. There's not anything that locks that in. I thought there was something that locked that in to keep it from rotating, but I guess not. All right, so come back here to the feet. I'm going to drop down the heels, flip up the feet, drop down the heels. All right, once that's done, and come underneath here, you want to tip it this way to untab it. You're going to flip up in the panel, rotate this around. See how that hip was starting to twist? Well, if you have to, bring it in a little bit more and rotate that around, take that down, flip that back in. I'm going to do that for the other side. Oops. First of all, we have to push it in like that to untab it. Then open up the panel. Then we're going to rotate everything around. And that's trying to go. There we go. All right. So it's all the way around. Flip that in. Okay. Flip that up. All right. And we have the legs done. Just need to flip that waist around. All right. Next up is the front treads. So we want to pull that forward. And once we have that pulled forward, I'm going to take these arms and bring these out just a little bit like that. All right, so the first thing we want to do is we want to flip up this panel right here. And then once we have this panel flipped up, then these are going to flip inwards and they'll tab in. They'll kind of, just more of like a forced type click. Bring this forward, lock that in. This will come down, and then these pieces right here will tab in right here. Right down there. All right, flip these pieces down, flip that piece down. Then we want to rotate his gun around. Flip out the fists. And we're back into robot mode. All right, hopefully that was a little bit better for you and you could see a little bit better because it wasn't as dark. All right, if I can get him to stand up. All right, so we'll go ahead and show how to change these into weapons. So we'll start with Leonizer first. You're gonna flip down the sword and you'll flip around the head to create the handle. Now this piece will come up and you'll bring the arms around and they'll tab into the top back portion of the rear leg. So I'm going to do that again. Bring this up because there's tabs that this tabs into on the body. So it just kind of slots in there. And this comes around and tabs in to the leg. So there's slots there. Right there, that's what I'm talking about for the front or for the back paw, and then for the front it tabs in to there on the top of the back leg. So we have a little sword here, and then if you want to, you can take the effects piece and add that onto there, so it has a swooshing type of or swooping type of, I don't know what they want to call that. All right, and then for Pinpointer, basically like every other target master, you're just going to flip this up. Now the hips will flip up like this, and then you'll push the toe into the weapon, which first of all, we probably should have locked those two together first and then flip them around. And then you're just going to bring up the hands, and the hands will tab into these little spots right here. These little tabs. Just like that. And just like that. All right, we got a gun. And for his effects pieces, where are they? Oh, here they are over here. All right, so for his effects pieces, you can push them into the barrel. And just tab them in like that. So I don't know if you want a gun on a gun side or a sword on a gun side, and then but yeah, there he is with all of those weapons, and then you can just take the sword back here and just place it back there for him. Now this figure right here, it is a very pretty figure. And you know what? We need to show his articulation also, but it's a very pretty figure. So it's very silvery colored. There's not a lot of battle damage on it. You have some scuffing on his basic crotch piece right here, and then you have some scratches on his chest, and then there's some worn paint on his Decepticon logo right there. And that's about the extent of all the battle damage that's on him, other than, you know, you have some dirty kind of silver here. It's kind of covering up some of his black, and then you have that same silver that's on his gun also. Pieces of his tread back here. So I don't know if that's supposed to be just making him dirty or you're just making him really shiny, but they whatever that is, it's super shiny paint. So all right, so let's take a look at articulation real quick. Got a ball joint on the head. For the arms, you can go forward, you can go back, you can go out to the side. There is a twist right above the elbow. And then your elbow, and then no wrist. come down here to the hips. You can twist the hips. It gets a little impaired because of that backpack back there, but you can just untab it, tab it right back on, whatever you want to do. Now for the hips, forward, back, out to the side. Get that twist, knee. Come down here to the foot, ankle rock. Can you bend that toe up? No, you can only bring it down for the transformation. But you can mess around with the heel a little bit too. So you'll probably get some pretty good stable poses out of him if you're wanting to do anything like that. So really red eyes in there. That's actually a good pose right there. All right, so yeah, that's gonna be it for this War for Cybertron Trilogy. This is the War for Cybertron Trilogy Megatron. So this is the exclusive to Walmart. It's going to be in the Netflix packaging. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and please do that right now. If you did enjoy this video, please give us a thumbs up. As always, thanks for watching. This is Tambeyoda. I'll see you guys next time.